أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والحمد لله رب العالمين، وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم وفقنا وسائر المشتغلين للعلم والعمل الصالح بحق محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم والعن عدوهم. Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam said, the minimum condolence required of you is that the bereaved one sees you present. قال الإمام الصادق سلام الله عليه: كفاك من التعزية بأن يراك صاحب المصيبة. It's enough for you if you go for condolence somebody, okay, it's enough for you to see you. That's enough. And it is good. Definitely you will have what? Charity. You will have hasanat because of that. With Islamic laws, we reach to issue number 883, use of a property which belongs to a deceased who has not paid zakah or other similar dues, is allowed, provided that such a use does not in any way prevent from obligations. What does that mean? Here, using the belongs of deceased is allowed. Definitely who has not paid zakah or who has not paid khums is allowed. Just like to go, for example, go and pray in his house, pray in his property, unless there is what? Unless there are an excuse which not allowed you, which not giving permissible or giving permission to do so, like such as you do not in any way prevent from obligations. A person wishing to pray in such property can do so with the permission of the heirs. For example, there are 3 sons and 1 daughter. They are the heirs of the deceased. If one of them or a stranger want to pray in this house, he should have permission for all of them, all the heirs. If they all give the permission for him to pray, it is allowed. If all of them they give a permission except one, he cannot pray in this house. So we have to put in our mind not to do anything with the deceased of without taking the permission of the heirs. Similarly, there will be no objection if the debt is paid up. Similarly, it means if there is no objection, if there is no obligatory objection if the debts is paid up or guaranteed for what? For payment. That means if the deceased has some loans for anybody, so first of all we have to take of these loans back to the owners. All right, you understand what I'm saying? And then to have the money and to do whatever you like with the money. For example, if you are not paying back the loans or the debts of the deceased, and before you want to do something with the money of the deceased, you have to take the permission of whom? Of the borrower. of the borrower, of the owner of the money. I'll give you this example. For example, I borrowed from Sayyid Falah 1 million IQDs. Sayyid Falah, I just example. It is just example. Okay? Thank you. I borrowed from Sayyid Falah 1 million IQDs. Then I dies. My son Ala, he took this 1 million. Before he spent this 1 million, okay, he has to take permission from Sayyid Falah. He will tell him that, Sayyid Falah, can I use this 1 million, for example, for the funeral of my father, to do so and so. If Mr. Falah give a permission to Ala to use this money, that will be okay. There is no objection. He is allowed to use that. Why? Because this money is belong to Sayyid Falah. It does not belong to the deceased, or it does not belong to the heirs. This is understood, inshallah. Is it clear? No question? Great. Issue number 884. The rule for the use of a property belong to a deceased who is indebted to people is the same as above mentioned in rule pertaining to zakah and other similar dues. So this is now, here we have using the property or using the belongings, not only the property. Maybe the deceased has a car. The deceased has a car. Is it correct to say has or had? Is it correct to say has or had? Had. Yes, very good. Because the deceased has nothing except the 1/3. The rest belong to the heirs. Great, good. Now, if the deceased has or had a car, if the deceased had, if the deceased had a car, if the deceased has a gun, if the deceased has a bike, and so on, or a house. Now we want to use it. We want to use it. The same thing. We have to take the permission for the rest of the heirs. If they accept, we allow to what? To use it. If they do not, we cannot use it. Issue number 800. It is not only belong to. It is not only the car or something, or it is not only the zakah hasn't paid. Please pay attention. Our topic is about zakah and khumus. Now, if the deceased that didn't pay khums and zakah, after his death, can I use his car? Can I use his house? Can I pray in his house or not? Absolutely. Absolutely. If I got the permission from the heirs, no objection, of course I can use. You said, even if he is not paying zakah, even if he is not paying zakah. Okay. How about the debts? He borrowed some money from the bank. He borrowed some money from somebody. Now, can we use that money with the permission of the owner of that money or the borrower So we can do what? We can use this money. Without the permission of the owner, we cannot use it. I think this is clear. Issue number 885. If a deceased did not owe anyone, if the deceased did not owe anyone. Look, Sheikh Sajjad, this is emphasize what we had just say, that had, not has. Okay. If a deceased did not owe anyone, but some of his hearers are either minor or insane. That means the deceased, nobody borrowed him money, or he did not borrow money from anybody. So he did not owe money for anybody. But the problem what? Is that one of the hearers, either they are insane or they are not adult. They are not mature. If a deceased did not owe anyone, but some of his hearers are either minor or insane or absent, أحد الورثة إما قاصر أو مجنون أو غائب. Or insane or absent, and then use of that property without permission of the guardian. Now we need the permission of whom? Of the guardian. Of those hearers is haram. That means using that property, that money is haram without the permission of what? Of the guardian, or the guardian. Only the guardian. And it is not permissible to offer a prayer in it. This is a very big problem. It is not permissible to offer a prayer in it. It happens during the 80s and 90s in Iraq, when the old regime has taken the houses, the properties of some people, and he dismissed them out of Iraq. Some people, they became so happy because these houses became for free for them. And he started to worship Allah in this usurped property or house. Really, congratulations. How it comes? Your prayer is not accepted without the permission of the owner. It's not allowed. So, then use of that property without permission of the guardian of those heirs is haram. And it is not permissible to offer a prayer in it. Issue number 886. To pray in some else's property. Not a deceased. For example, I want to pray in the fertile of Mr. Falah, in the garden of Mr. Falah, in house of Sheikh Sajjad. It's permissible. Generally, no, wait. Only when the owner has given an explicit consent, موافقة خاصة, agreement, permission, or has made a hint implying permission. Like what? If you remember during the visit of Arba'een, when the owners of the houses, what they did, they opened the gates of their houses, the doors of their houses. This is a sign of what? This is a hint of what? You are welcome to come in my house, to pray in my house. This is a hint or not? This is a sign or not of agreement? Yes, it is a sign of agreement to come to this house and pray. So he doesn't need to go and ask him again. because he has what? He has a sign. For example, if he permits a person to stay and sleep in his property, it will be implied that he has given him permission for offering a prayer as well. The same, alaykum salam rahmatullah barakatuh, alaykum salam. The same example we explain to you, that I do not need a permission from a person who already opened his door in ziyarah arba'iniyah, in the visit of arba'iniyah. I do not ask him, do you allow me to pray in your... He opens his door. So what do you need more than this? Okay? Issue number, and not only that, but the general atmosphere in this time is what? To give the visitors the places to sleep, to get a rest, to have a shower, and to pray, and to eat. So everybody who opens his door, that means for the visitors, you are welcome. Issue number 887. It is permissible to pray on a vast expanse of a land. Very large. Vast expanse of land, and perform wudu from its water, even if its owner is a minor, or the owner is insane, or the owner is what? Or the owner is unhappy. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about praying on it. But do not forget, this is what? This is a vast expanse, very large land, not small land, not small fertile, a very large land. We do not need the agreement of the owner. We do not need, even if to us belong to an adult or insane person or a minor person, we do not need the agreement of their guardian. Or unhappy about praying on it, we have a permission. We do not need his permission, even if he does not accept that. This also applies to lands like groves which have no gates or walls over them. مثل هاي الأراضي الزراعية اللي أو البساتين اللي ما غير مسيج. There is no fence. There is no fence. This is also implies to lands like groves which have no gates or walls over them. No permission will be required from its owner, even if he does not know the owner's approval. He said, I do not know. Maybe the owner agree or disagree. Since there is no fences, okay, so you go make wudu from its water and pray in it. Except if it is suspected that the owner is minor or displeased about anyone praying there. Yes, I have land without fences, but I know the owner displeased with me if I go in and pray there or make wudu from its water. Here I cannot go in. But if I do not know that the owner displeased or that the owner disagree, I can go and pray there. Alaykum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. But if I know, look, if it is suspected, or if I suspect, maybe the owner displeased. Look, if it is suspected that the owner is minor or displeased about anyone praying there, in such a case, as an obligatory precaution, it is not a vertical, but it is obligatory precaution, a prayer should not be offered there. Look, what is the difference between the first part of this vertical or this issue and the last part? In the first part, if you see that it is permissible, he gave you permission to pray where on a vast expanse of land and perform wudu, even if its owner is what? Minor, insane, or unhappy about praying on it. This is where we are talking about a vast expanse. Now, the middle part is, this hukum applies to whom? Not the vast expanse, but also to lands, like groves, basatin, mazara, which have no gates or walls over them. Not they already have and the fence fall down. No. They have no gates, no fences at all. Have you got that? And no permission will be required from its owner, even if he does not know the owners. Look, even if he does not know. He said, I don't know, maybe the owner accept or does not accept. Go and pray. Since it does not have gate, it does not have fence. How about the grooves? The grooves, which belong to minor, and I suspect that the gardener, the gardener of this minor, or the guardian of this minor, displeased. If I know, or if I suspect that the guardian of this minor is displeased, as an obligatory precaution, I should not go and pray there. Is this understood, inshallah? Good. Any question? Yes, Sheikh.
What about the honor?
The honor of what?
The honor of the land.
Yes.
If the guardian doesn't please let someone pray in his land, but the honor it's okay. It would be okay.
Could you repeat your question, please?
I ask about the honor of the land.
Mm-hmm.
If the guardian himself he is not pleased.
Pleased, yes,
yes,
to pray and make wudu there, okay?
Yes.
And
but
the owner,
it's okay. He doesn't mind.
Okay, Shaykhana, we said the guardian when the owner is what? The owner is minor or insane. So now the decision, the agreement, the pleased or displeased is taken from whom? From the guardian. If the owner is what? Is mature, is adult, I don't need the guardian anymore. So when this minor becomes adult, or this insane becomes sane, so there is a necessity for a guardian? Is this understood? Yeah.
Thank you, Sheikh.
Good. Now the second condition. The second condition, the place for a prayer should not have such a vigorous movement, which would make normal standing. Sometimes a person pray where, for example, on a boat, small boat, and the waves of the sea which make its place where he is praying is not stable. All right? So the place of prayer should not have such vigorous movement, which would make normal standing ruku' or normal ruku' or normal sajda impossible. In fact, as an obligatory precaution, it should not prevent the body from being to ease. That means we need the body to be what? Still stand, not to be ease. But if one is forced, this is not by his choice, he is forced. If one is forced to pray at such places, which places? That he cannot be stable due to a shortage of time or any other reason, like in a car, on a ship, or on a train, and when he has no more time, if he does not pray, that his salah will be what? His salah will be qada. His salah will be qada. Okay? Then one should try to remain still. He should try to remain still. All right? Not to account on the ground, on the car, on the boat to make him what? To make him stable. No, he should remain still. He should take care of himself and to take care about his stability and to remain still and to maintain the direction of Qibla. For example, the Qibla is in this direction, but the boat or the car is moving like this, or the train is moving like this. He should what? He should keep himself directing what? Directing Qibla.
Sheikh.
Yes, Sheikh.
Excuse me. So in both cases, I should pray in time, and then when I reach the land, I should pray again as a qada.
No, we didn't mention that.
So
I didn't mention that. From where you get it? I didn't mention. I said, if it is necessary to pray, why it is necessary to pray? Because if I do not pray now, after 5 minutes, that my salah will be what? My salah will be qada.
Okay.
So, what I did, I stand up in a train, in a car, in a boat, okay, and start to perform my salah. Allahu Akbar. But what should I need to do? I have to keep myself still. I have to keep myself still. Okay, this is first thing. The other thing is to maintain the direction of Qibla. Whenever the car or the train or the boat is moving away from the direction of Qibla, I have to maintain myself directly to the direction of Qibla.
Oh, thank you, Sheikh.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And to maintain the direction of Qibla as much as possible. And if the vehicles move away from the direction, he should return to where? To Qibla, as I told you. Any question, please? No question? Issue number 889. There is no harm in offering prayer in a car. It doesn't matter. There is no harm in offering prayer in a car or a boat or on a railway train or other vehicles while they are what? Motionless. While they are motionless. And if they do not cause excessive swaying, if they do not cause excessive swaying to the body when they are in motion, one can pray in them. That means if you keep yourself still, yes, by the movement or the motion of the car or the train, it made you what? It makes you move, not still stable, doesn't matter. If this motion is what? Acceptable. But if it moves you away from the direction of Qibla, or you cannot keep yourself still, you cannot pray. Is this understood? Issue number 890. Prayers offered on a heap of wheat. A heap of wheat, or barley, or a heap of barley, or any other similar thing which cannot remain steady, which cannot remain steady, is void. It is what? It is void. So you have to be careful in such places. You cannot perform what? You cannot perform your prayer in such places which you cannot keep your what? Which cannot keep your steady. So in this case, you have to keep yourself steady and still. The third condition, a person should offer a prayer at a place where he sees the possibility. A person should offer a prayer at a place where he sees the possibility of completing the prayer. That means he has to finish all his salah, all the parts of his salah in one place. To pray at a place where one cannot complete the prayer because of strong winds or heavy rains or a teeming crowd will render salat void, even if one somehow manages to finish the prayer. If you remember, through Ziyarah Arba'iniyah, through Salat al-Eid, in the area between the Haramain al-Sharifain here in Karbala, people, they keep pushing each other. Or maybe here in Sahan. And you want to pray, if you know that the place where you are in, you cannot complete your salah steady. Because of what? Because of pushing of the other people. So your salah is what? Void. Your salah is void. You should do it in a place where you can do all the parts of salah while you are what? While you are steady. Is this understood, inshallah? Yes, sir. Can you have the mic? Yes, Sheikh.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaykum assalam.
Some of the old people put a pillow beneath the place of restoration. So the turba maybe not steady in the same place, maybe.
We will have this. Inshallah, we will have it. Yes. But the turba should be what? Should be steady. Should be steady. Shouldn't be hesitated. Shouldn't be like this on a pillow. Yeah.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Yes, Sheikh Haidar.
Sorry, about the previous issue. If I can put my body in a stand and he doesn't move, but the car turned the Qibla. So
you have to turn to you have to maintain your direction toward Qibla.
While the car is moving?
Yes, while the car is moving, while the train is moving. Look, now I'm praying. We're in a train. All right? And this is the direction of Qibla. Now the train moves, curving. I have to turn back to where? To the direction of Qibla. If the tray moves away from the Qibla, I have to go back to the direction of Qibla.
And the salah is valid.
Yes, of course. Because one of the conditions of salah, one of the conditions of correctness of salah, you have to face Qibla.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. والحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد